Now let's meet the candidates for SGA Director of Representation. Morgan Tu is a junior biomedical science major from Eclectic, and Matthew Dortch is a sophomore criminal justice major from Hoover. Morgan, you have 1 minute to introduce yourself.
Good evening. My name is Morgan Tu, and I'm a junior biomedical sciences major from Eclectic, Alabama. In the past 3 years, I've had the privilege of serving Troy University through SGA, including the freshman forum branch. I've also had the honor of serving as a Panhellenic delegate, a Trojan ambassador, and currently a Greek Week Committee philanthropy chair. As Director of Representation, I want to improve communication, transparency, and representation. I want to go face-to-face to multiple clubs and organizations on campus so that they can know what is coming up with elections and know when applications are due and how to apply. Therefore, we can include more people who aren't involved in just sororities and fraternities, and we can include people who are just involved in things such as honor societies and so on. Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. Now, Matthew, it's your turn to introduce yourself.
Good evening, Trojans. My name is Matthew Dortch. I'm a sophomore from Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm currently pursuing a criminal justice degree with a double minor in leadership development and digital forensics. Over the past year, I've had the privilege to serve on the Student Government Association as a senator at large on the Campus Life Committee. Through serving the student body this past year, I've really grown a deeper love and appreciation for Troy and the students and the community. And through that, I wish to give back and serve the school I love by being your Director of Representation. I'll strive to be an honest director by formatting rules and qualifications in a clear and concise way so that everyone will understand. And then enforcing campaign rules and doing thorough campaign complaint investigations. Additionally, I wish to promote a more diverse SGA to represent Troy's diverse student body and will show no bias or impartiality to any student organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. I have a question that each of you will answer, and you'll answer the question in the reverse of the order in which you introduced yourselves. So, Matthew, the question is to you first. In observing past elections and this election, what are some ways you would improve the process for candidates?
Thank you. One thing I would like to improve is that before the election applications are due, I would like for several members SGA to be assigned to committees to go out to different organizations with a very clear format of the qualifications and the rules, and to visit all these organizations to get more students involved. So we have a wider pool of people running for elections so that we can truly have a diverse SGA to represent our diverse campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. And Morgan, you get to answer that question.
Like Matthew said, I want to go face-to-face to different organizations on campus and let them know how applications work and when they are due. But also, as far as like homecoming court and things go, I want them to know how applications are analyzed and how resumes are analyzed so that they can know who the best person is to put up so that they can have the best chance of being on homecoming court and having that diverse representation throughout campus. But also, by being on top of it and being prepared, I will be able to, whenever I send out emails to students, they will know exactly what is going on and there won't be any mess ups whenever it goes out. Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. For your second question, each candidate has an individual question to answer. Our candidates drew sealed envelopes containing the questions before the program. Again, we'll reverse the order of respondents. So, Morgan, your question is, what ideas or improvements do you plan to implement in the process of selecting the next homecoming court?
In the next homecoming court, I plan to change it around a little so that students have more of a chance to get on homecoming court. It's not just for Greek organizations. I want more international students and more independent students to be involved and students who are just involved in honor societies and clubs like that. But I want to change it to where it's either 50% 50 for resumes and interview as well as popular vote, or change it around to where it's 60% worth of resume and interviews and 40% for popular vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. Matthew, your question is, individuals represent themselves in a positive or negative way on social media. Do you think that SGA should be concerned with how senators and officers represent themselves on their social media?
Yes, of course. Social media can be very beneficial or it can be very damaging. As elected officials, you are representing the students, but you're also representing this awesome accredited university we have here at Troy. So you should be held to a higher standard and the senators and officers should be mindful of what they put on social media and realize they are not just representing themselves, but they're representing the school and the student body as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Let's thank our candidates for SGA Director of Representation, Morgan Tu and Matthew Dortch.